Hello everyone, I am Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Welcome to all those current practitioners of love and light. Only those. We have become exclusive. I don't really like to use that term. I'm trying to get more comfortable with it. Help me out here. Angels of Love and Light, I call you in. I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages, my space, my auras, my chakras, and that of my viewers who are exclusively those of love and light, practitioners of love and light, to be more exact. Current practitioners of love and light. Gosh, I have to be so... I have to be. That's what they told me, so I have to do it. Yeah. So anyone who is of ill intent, is not welcome here. They're not permitted here. They shall respect our space. Let it be known. Yes. So, today we're not going to be afraid, even if we stutter, even if we skip over, have these little flaws. We're not going to be afraid of it. I don't even know what the topic of conversation is going to be right now, but I knew I was supposed to get the answer deck. You know why? Because this deck is absolutely, it's blunt in its honesty. So do not come in with any expectations. If you are a beginner reader, it's so cutting with the truth that it can be just, how do I say it? It's so cutting with the truth that in my experience, I have known it to be I've questioned my readings because it was so what? It's not even sipping tea. It's spilling it, all over your lap. So, just, if you like that sort of thing, then go for it. But just a fair warning. So, don't go in with any expectations. And that's really, if you're listening to a friend, a loved one, and, obviously your bond is strong enough to be able to handle honest communications. And with however forward it may be, you kind of open your realm to whatever possibilities may be conveyed. Your receptivity is non-exclusive when it comes to topic of conversation, So, what does Spirit want to tell me? I want to know the truth, but I wanted to have a quick a reading where it was more something positive about ourselves, because I'm not supposed to go to, they told me that I need to they strongly advised at this time not to go to others' readings so frequently, or just kind of refrain from doing that, because my focus should be more refined. That there's very little room to tune into hearsay. And however accurate that may be, it is also fleeting, because it's just how do I say it? Not only is that a factor to consider, which I don't need to speak more of, but it also allows for people who cannot handle your truth. And so the more that you open yourself up to others who cannot handle your truth, you realize they can't handle their own truth, or let's reword that. They are having a hard time handling their own truth. Therefore, it is hard to digest, mine, if they're able to read into me. And given so, it gives it, instead of working towards collaboration, it may create more division, jealousies, etc. So that's not what we're here for. We want to help others focus on their own journey. And part of that is also self-discipline towards mine. Now, although I have to keep my inner circle very much concise, it's just nice to get confirmation from other readers, just hear it through another voice. And so I just need to limit, if not nick that indulgence, or create a new system of my own where I can gain answers and also share that with you, to facilitate yours. And I think it's the latter, more so. I need to find ways to do that, because I've been doing pretty much the same thing. My routine is pretty much the same. But, there's other tools, other ways I could do things. And I think this new part in my life is going to develop in that arena. Okay. And so part of that is also whenever I'm in question or in doubt, or just need that extra, my, just depicting any kind of lack of confidence and seeking, just moral support from others. That's when, dark magic or the devil can kind of trick you and twist things around. So, anyway, I'm supposed to share that part with you too. Okay, so we're also using the book, the Book of Chaos Tarot deck. What did I say before? I remember saying something the Book of Chaos Magic. No, the Book of Chaos Tarot deck. Okay. Okay, so let's think. Okay, something positive, something uplifting. Okay. That won't incite jealousies or envy. What makes you a team player? I think that's pretty standard, right? What makes you a team player? Let's find out. What makes me a team player, Spirit? According to the angels of love and light, what makes me a team player? Or according to you, Spirit. Oh, okay. 3 of Pentacles muted. I'm a self-starter. When there's downtime, or when, things are going a little haywire, it's always important to be a self-starter. So you start on your own load, what's on your plate. And that's only really, they say that you can only heal others after healing yourself. Now, I always thought it was beg to differ, because you can heal others simultaneous to when you're healing. So I still I still feel like that's true, given this case. Is that like I'm minding my own business, doing my own thing, but it's still kind of, that energy is still emanating to the world. So, as we've learned in previous readings, one in particular noted, actually two, that it's a trickle effect. That within your soul family, once you get to a certain level of healing, like this certain milestone, it's like connect the dots with the universe, with your soul family. Yep, yeah, definitely. With your soul family. So even though you might not have like met or conversed, or maybe you know of each other, or whatever the case, you might not even like have crossed paths physically just yet, but there's a certain access point that connects, like it's almost like this invisible Rubik's cube, okay? And it's, no, is that the right term for it? Anyway, yeah, I'm totally getting, yeah. I don't know if you could see it. Can you see it? Anyway, it's a trickle effect. So when you are working on something, whether you're reaching your highs and or lows, your neighbors, your soul family is feeling those vibes. They are graduating with you, or going through those highs and lows with you. That frequency is, that radar emanates from each of you, so it's a trickle effect. It's simultaneous. So your vibes are constantly conversing. And what were we gonna? There's something else to it. So as you're elevating, it's also simultaneous to them as well. Now, it doesn't, how do I say it? It's just like a hidden support system. So when you do your own work and you really focus on that, building, fortifying your foundations, really hitting the nail on the head, absolutely, like, ding, 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 that individual effort is sounded, it's ringing the bell amongst like this whole carnival, right? It is crazy, right? That you could even hear it while on a roller coaster ride. You can hear it, when you're on the Ferris wheel. You can hear it from a long range view. You know what I mean. Most definitely. And you see different spirits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, all around it, all around these figures, So it's definitely saying that, like, within their own individual experiences, within different dimensions. I think one is like a fairy type of spirit. What there? One's like a sea life creature. One is almost like dark, like, and then this one right here is like rising. So it's like judgment, because you have different realms supporting you and experience. Yeah. So your soul family, or my soul family, is also rooted within different dimensions and different realms. Yeah. And it's been that way. It's always been that way. It's just that I think we're noticing it more now than ever. It's fully connecting the dots. Yeah, so judgment, that's what we were saying. Thank you. So it's like the judgment card, where this is the good karma in and you're also using your best judgment in the kind of force you exert, your focus, and yeah, so whatever you exert into this world, Whatever your investment is much more pronounced as far as karma is involved. And this is a very important, this is me talking to me and, helping my light and lovers that are practitioners of light and love. Yes. Goodness, I'm going to get used to this, okay? I'm going to get better at this. And I already am. Okay, so it's important to acknowledge yourself that you're a work in progress, even scripting. So just go with that. Things are already improving for me. I am already improving. I'm constantly improving. So anytime you need to stop yourself to do that, it's important. Okay. What were you saying about this? Okay. So it's very important as far as what your investments are, to keep focused on that alignment, because you're also ricocheting events of others within your soul family, that they have their own too, like they have their own free will, but it's considered moral support. So if your energetic levels are low and you're low vibing, then you're also compromising that of the whole within your soul tribe. So just be very mindful of that. And once you realize your purpose, then you're going to be a lot more responsible, because you're automatically included within a team. It doesn't matter how you're seeing what you're witnessing in your 3D realm within your locality. That is a small world compared to so much more that's going on. So this goes for everyone really, that dynamic. So like, it can be very discouraging if you're a team player already, and you have been, and you've like been like carrying like the biggest weight of them all, and not acknowledged as such. They're saying just not to let that discourage you. Because the reason why we have particular access points to other dimensions, like that we have soul family within those dimensions, is because that energy that we've invested, it's not wasted. It was connecting the dots within other realms. Yes. And the most awesome thing, thank you, this is like a very subtle download. The most awesome thing about this is that each of your soul family members, they all have spirit guides. They all have their own set of supporters. So do you know what kind of a support system we truly have that we do not, like most don't realize? That's excellent. So when you feel like you have the odds up against you, and like legions of like dark witchcraft or dark whatever it is, just know you have your own support team that is like on the hush, that speak, that are heard, that are felt, that are known, that have a firm history of delivery, in full, because of our own investments. So that's really awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love it. So it makes us a team player are just primarily these inputs. Okay. Alrighty. So we have 9 of Cups muted and Knight of Cups muted. Okay. So what makes us a team player is that we're not stingy with our happiness. That whatever we gain satisfaction from, we can enjoy that on our alone time. In fact, like, this is an introverted realm of happiness, but we also know that there's, like, not just a need, but like the feels for wanting to share that with others. So what makes us a team player is both the feels on an introverted level and the feels of, like, wanting to share that with others, that it's too good to hold to ourselves. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Do you know how awesome that is? That's the 10th cup. That's the 10th cup right there. Just wanting to share that with others. Now, the most important thing that not the most, but like one of the top important things that I have learned on the journey is that you can't just freely give that cup away just because you think that it's good enough to, like, just want to share that with the world. You have to use your discernment before you offer that out. So that's why it's not accentuated. That's why it's not an upright. It's muted. So we have that initial feeling of that initial want to share that with others. That it's kind of like, it's wonderful to experience that on our own, but we have to be kind of like watchful of others. Like, we can rest in that, but we see that others, like, are not in this position, and there's an assumption that when others are not, like, have been in another position for a long time, that when they look our way, they assume that this is always been the case for us. They might see that on the exterior, regardless of how truthful we are with our situation. It's we have to be able to temper ourselves on that 10th cup, and before we share that with others. We have to discern, look at this. So this is how it was laid out. So when we look at this, we have to discern, like, looking at who else is doing the work, who else is minding their own business, who else is not wasting their breath or their days, their livelihood on bullshitting, who is putting in that work, So that's 100%. And this is such a lovely time for us. And even though we may be single, even though we might be, like, separated or whatever, okay, even if we might be aloof or ostracized or self-removed from certain groupings, certain pairings, certain situations, this is great because we're able to really see and make, like, we're able to make wise decisions in our upcoming partnerships. This is what Spirit was talking about in recently previous readings about layoffs. And, like, starting again with the bare bones approach. It's being able to not be afraid of what it looks like when you have to rip off the Band-Aid to let things breathe, and you get to see, like, how it all transpires when it comes to like, when you have something, like, closed off to the world, you can't see what's going on underneath, under the surface. So what am I going to say else about that? Excuse me. I think that's so. And not to fear of having to let go of certain figures that represent this or that are tied into this activity or that, or what it means, and, like, because when you create those dependencies on people who are unreliable, that really don't come shining through just as you have, like when you're just an individual, if they're not matching that energy, then like what are you doing? You're lying to the universe. So like you're keeping yourself in torment. So what were we going to say about that? I think that's enough said for that. Oh, yeah, you have to have more trust in yourself, because guess what? You did the work on your own, and you know, you don't need to carry on anybody else's added weight, their baggage, etc. So once you do away with, you know, that you know, extra, like, you know, bullshit energy, it'll make it easier for you. There might be more work involved, but it will be a shit ton easier. That's what the divine is saying. Okay. So that's what makes me a team player. It's a realization, like coming, it's all coming to fruition. You know, all of these lessons learned, it's not just knowing what to do, but why. So when spirit puts us in a seat of high responsibility, you know, they can handhold us for a form of like moral support, and they can instruct us, you know, constantly instruct us. But the thing is that, like, how much satisfaction is there in that? You know, you want to create like the best team ever, and to be able to do that, you give them a sense of autonomy, but it's not blindly done. You don't just say like, hey, you're in a position of power now. No, you need to be able to handle that and make executive decisions and know why you're doing that. So you're not just a doer, you're not just a checklister, but like you've been given an elevated platform. And here's why Spirit is saying, just turn back the pages of your book, just flip back, you know, to your previous chapters, and that's your why. Okay. So, what makes me a team player, Spirit? Thank you very much for the messages. Oh, okay. 7 of Pentacles muted. Yeah, it's having patience in the process. Like, this dude is like, ugh. Like some of like the leaves around it are dying, and I was just thinking like aphids or something like that, like knowing that there's other conditions that make the fruit fall off early, like the fruits of your labor like fall early, because the leaves that are supposed to like go through photosynthesis, its own processes to deliver the nutrients back to, you know, whatever you're growing or dying, they're wilting because of like all of the external threats. So you're like, fuck, you know, motherfucker, you know. But then the great thing about this is that the fruits of your labor, like there's a saving grace in this. Trust me. That this saving grace of these fruits that are falling is that they have magnified, because each one holds, you know, seeds, and they're just going back into the ground for further fertilization. Like, we put in a tall order of our requests. Like, it's not some like we want something and we want something now. We asked for to be involved in something massive, a purpose that has, you know, like that lasts for eras. Like, that is just permanently written and known. Yeah. So, like, so this is going to go through this gestation process, additional cycles, and it's going to start from many seedlings. Like, let me tell you, if these were pumpkins, like, oh my goodness. So but it's that initial, like, discouragement, like, shh, let's just, okay, we got to give it good energy. Remember, it's listening. These plants are listening. So just like, okay. Do your thing. So we have this in muted energy. That's what makes us a team player. That nothing is ever wasted. Our mentality behind our investments is that they are so highly valued, not just by ourselves, but by the universe, that if something, for some reason, goes like immediately wrong with it, it'll turn out all right. It'll turn out all better, all good, and it's turning one fish into like a dozen, like many to feed like crowds. So you're doing the Jesus thing. You're pulling miracles, out of the most unlikely circumstances. Do you know, like, when aphids come through, there's different species of aphids. Let me tell you, some are looking really alien-like. Some are just like, dude, they're not those little tiny things that I once grew up with, like little tiny brown aphids. I mean, there's still those, but there's like the massive ones that have like little I wanted to say antlers, but antennas, and they look closer to a praying mantis than they're highly developed. Okay, so anything else? Angels of love and light, spirits. Why am I a team player? Okay. Knight of Wands in reverse. It hit the box. I don't know. I was told to pick it up like this, so it hit the box and then it ricocheted off to the left. Knight of Wands in reverse. Why is that? The Knight of Wands in reverse is a player. Like, the Knight of Wands is like super confident. They get their way. Just very, like, almost like goal oriented. Like, if they were doing axe throwing, you see that in the eyes, like, dead on serious about like winning the prize. Okay, I think that's where the message is. So in reversal, we're a true player. A true player. That's what they're saying. They're so funny. And by the way, if you have a sense of humor, so does your soul family. So does your soul family's spirit guides. Definitely. They all have. And like, if you have like a dog or a cat or some kind of pet and they have a sense of humor, guess what? That's because of you too. That's a soul match. So anyway, what were we saying about this? About winning the prize, right? Dead serious about winning the prize. It hit the box. Did you hear that? It hit the box. And the box is the Wheel of Fortune up front, right there. So, when it comes to our destiny, like, we're a true team player, just for the sake of playing, like the enjoyment, and also the enjoyment if you don't win the prize. Maybe it's like not a prize just for me. Maybe it's like for others, but like it's not always winning the prize, That's sometimes it's just about playing. You see, it's like the wheel of fortune. Okay. Okay. So, that when you fumble, let's say, like if you're like into sports or like football or whatever, like even when you fumble, you're not going to stop playing the game no matter how many times you fumble. Like maybe you're known for that. Or missing free throws, you're still like unique within the game. You still have something to deliver. And even if it's just the spirit, and even like, when your numbers are down, or, it's, you bring in that spirit of the game, like that fighting spirit. So, Tina, you're a team player, because when you're in those positions of like, like, again, like, are you kidding me? No. You it's a loving spirit, not necessarily a fighting spirit. So like the fighting spirit is more of like a warrior, but it's a very grounded warrior, for sure. Definitely. Okay. Anything more, Angels of Love and Light? Spirit. What makes me a team player? So it's like being your own like cheerleader, but also like a mascot for the team. That you can like do your little goofy dance, like when things are just like not that great, like still here, still loving myself, still, and you can't ding someone for that. Excuse me. Okay. 9 of choose 6 of Pentacles. I don't know, I picked it up in reversal. So it's knowing to give back to yourself too. What makes me a team player is that I know that I'm part of a team. I know that I'm an investment as well, that I am as equal of an asset to what I contribute to. So what does that mean? I take care of myself. There's self-maintenance involved. It's realizing that you have to do more than the bare minimum because you deserve that. Because you want a high return on investment, because you realize that the happier you are, the more invested you are. Like you can still reap the rewards real time, even when like there's like the ultimate prize has yet to be had. It's a matter of being present, and so present alongside our experiences, both them as a work in progress, these experiences, as well as us. So that's what I'm getting. So when we integrate that, it by default yields a higher return. Yeah, it's reciprocation. So you pay it forward through your microcosm of the universe, and then you'll see that also detailed on the exterior. That's wonderful. I love it. What makes me a team player is 3 of Wands. It was facing that way. And the Ace of Swords. It was laid on my lap. My little baby. So, what makes me a team player is being able to look at the horizon and feeling calm and chill about like waiting for my ships to come in. For the ships to come in. that this is a hidden Ace of Wands right here, because look, that's the staff with a flower blooming on it. So not only is this like 3 of Wands, but this is the Ace of Wands in hand with an Ace of Pentacles built into it. You know how people, like hikers, they have that hiking staff or whatever, and they have, little posts on it, or like they paint it, or they do, fancy stuff to their walking sticks. Some put crystals on it too. And in fact, I ran into a guy who had the handlebar mustache thing going on. Older dude, paperboy hat, suspenders, beach cruiser kind of thing going on. And he had his staff up at the front, and he got a crystal to built into it. And that's freaking awesome. Yeah. So it's a reminder for me too. So anyway, just knowing what we've invested and knowing that it's coming, and just having that silent confidence. We don't need to have a welcoming team, scheduled to do a big hurrah or hooray. What's coming in is going to be celebratory enough that it doesn't need the hype. It doesn't need the invites or the flyers or all that fancy stuff. The spirit is going to come through, the shit is going to come through, and people are going to be that's the shit, and that's what they're going to, that's what's happening. Yeah. We don't need to do any PR for this. The work shows up for itself. Yeah, that's the truth. So we have 3 aces here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. And if we're looking at the Holy Grail, that's the Ace of Cups. This is the Magician. This is co-creative, collaborative efforts all rolled into one with spirit. It's all hidden energy. I mean, you just really have to look for it, but you don't even really have to look for it. If you're in the being, if you're in the doing, you just know it. You don't have to seek it out. You don't have to look through the picture. You just know you're showing up accordingly. Yeah, see, all 4. Look, if you're looking at all 4 stabs, checklisting. So that's spirit. It's if we're looking at tally marks, okay. Ace of Swords, check. Ace of Cups, check. Ace of Pentacles, check. Ace of Wands, check. And then spirit does his own check, or their own check mark, and they cross it off. So that's one bundle done, So that's excellent. I like it. Put it right there. Okay, so we were going to go ahead and do the answer deck, and we're still going to do it. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, this came through. Oh my gosh. It's the 4 of Pentacles facing the 6, which is the Lovers. This is the other Lovers. That's crazy. I forgot what it looked like. It's sexual. Anyway. Do you see that? Oh my god, that's crazy. Seriously, this is true ownership, true possession, true meeting up to your obligations. Oh my gosh, in the back, do you see that? That's spirit in reverse. Just watch it, on the lookout, on the watch. What I'm hearing is most deaf, watch out, or watch it. I hear it, but I don't remember how to say it. Anyway, so this is the Lovers. This is the grounded. We just saw the spiritual in the other, but this is this is absolutely owning it. Like a pro, for real. This is having your cake and eating it too, legitimately, because you did the work. That's crazy. And it's like a mirror, because it's IV and VI. You see, it's like an open book. It's like that. with spirit like on the bottom. Like, watch out. Watch out. That's what they're saying. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, now it's the answer deck time. This is exciting. Okay. All right, Spirit. What makes me a team player? Okay, excuse me. Okay, do I need to put some things? What was this? We had gain, or I had gain last time. And then, did I? Okay, all right. All right, what makes me a team player, Spirit? The Lovers. What? Are you kidding me? This is a full moon. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. What makes me a team player? So this is being very connected with divine purpose, because like not only did you do like a badass job, like Spirit wants to reward the universes, the cosmic forces want us to have like this divine partnership. Now, however way we may see it, like we might like being single as it is. We may be against, certain partnerships. We may be like, whatever the case may be, the universe is like, you did a badass job. You're doing great. We want to show you what that's like equal return, direct, like, what is it, mano y mano, and we want you to have like that direct moral support on this grounded level. We want you to know what that's like. And so highly attractive, like double time from 2 different decks. That's insane. This is a highly intuitive, like empathic type of like connection. Do you see how this is like a super moon? Do you see that? Super full moon, blood moon, whatever. That's a massive event right there. Yeah. Synchronous timing for sure. Getting your feet wet in the water for sure. That's crazy. What the heck? This is like an old time movie too. Do you see how like that's like a classic? What? I'm getting like star-crossed lovers, but that's insane. Patience and good news. What the? What? There's strategy involved, like every grain of sand does matter. And just like absolute joy. Patience. The good news is coming. This isn't... What? Spirit? What? They're so crazy. Okay. So what makes us an excellent team player? This is just confirmation. Again, a reiteration of patience, and that we're able to give good news without being yes men, or yes woman, or yes they, however you like identify yourself. We realize the importance of the words yes and no, when to use them accordingly, yeah. That's insane. But things are moving quickly. According to like cosmic forces, things are moving quickly. You see how fast the sand is like curving even, The sand is also creating like this curveball effect. So like when it comes to our manifestations, relatively speaking, when they come in fast, like to also have patience, because we may hold them to the standards of what we're normally used to seeing, especially of current state. So not to doubt ourselves in that process, but just to like, just as we're scripting, like in our head and within our gestures, to just constantly support that, be our like own moral support figure. So that's what makes me a great team player. Like, just bottom line, just team player. You can put an explicative there, to prefix it, however, like, magnified you want it. But, like, to be a team player within this cosmic sense, this is just, like, I think it's like Mad Libs, okay? That explicative there, that little description adjective there, on what type of team player is like all self-defined, and having that free reign, that autonomy to define oneself and to make this of it, like that was my slow thing. But like, even when there's like a lack of faith, when you're like your flame gets extinguished, it's like, well, there's more for me later, as far as the candle goes. So it's knowing when to like come into like self-preservation mode, when having the patience with self, right? Yeah, most definitely. Okay, any final words for now? Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so love came in reverse. Surprise came in reverse. Sexual attraction came in reverse. Battle came in reverse. Stop, look, listen came in reverse. Good fortune, spiritual, journey, victory, the master. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. I was like, this is too many cards, but let's do it. Okay. Am I going to regret it? I don't know. Let's see. That's insane. Did you see that? Okay. So patience followed up with that. Okay. So love is coming. A surprise in the works. Do you see that? Like, do you see how that comes into play? Like the flooring foundations, like nobody can stop this, by the way. So don't worry, like that, like, that we're saying these things. It's like spitting facts. Like, nobody can overwrite this. Nobody can fuck with it. If anything, they're just going to magnify it into like this, like unbelievable, like absolute classic, like legendary, event, experience, relationship. Like, okay, so 'tis a dance. Sexual attraction is coming. Yeah, they want, the divine wants us to experience like the joys of reciprocation. Yeah, meeting our true match. Do you see that? Toe to toe. That even like when it comes to like our shadow work, toe to toe, we like work together at it. It's like tango, but it's with our best shoes on. Oh, that's so like that's beautiful. Okay, so battle in reverse. So there might be like some there might be a little bit of a showdown. But like if we're putting our best shoes on, this showdown is going to be like banging. That's what they're saying. Okay, stop, look, and listen. So, this is going to Tina, like for sure. This is like a new journey. No, it's not like, it is a new journey. Something that you have never experienced before. And so it's not just like the newness, it's not just the luster. It actually delivers. This is the Fool card, where the what do you call it? The man's best friend, the dog, is not pulling the fool away from the cliff. It's actually supporting it to move forward, to actually look what's beyond that precipice. And to trust it. So it's going to be able to, this new partnership, this new development, is very well established, and it's going to help us grow, to elevate not just our sensories, but and enhance our experiences, but also develop our gifts together. This is absolutely a divine partnership. I mean, to have love 3 times, like threefold in here, and like if you're really looking at it, it's fourfold, because we've got 2 upright, which is both the Lover's card from 2 different decks, and sexual attraction and love in reverse, like it's just in the coming. That's funny. Puns. Okay. So we have good fortune, like absolutely in the here and now. This is a spiritual divine connection for sure. That's a surprise. The journey. Jeez, freaking crazy. Okay. So definitely a journey, well sustainable. It's like, do you see that? Oh my goodness. So we're leading the way, and our person is following as well. So this gives me the vibes that since we're not like side by side, that this is like a thin line, like a trail that only allows for like one, like a one-way trail. Oh, can't go back. There's no turning back. This is good though. Victory. Like, what? This looks like a sundae to me, but it's actually, looking further at it, it's champagne. It's celebrating, like it has wings. The victory, it has wings. And it's on ice right now, but it's there. It exists. And spirit, the master, looking at the plan, like over all of this. Spirit is freaking crazy. It's so crazy. Are you kidding me? Okay, I want to look at the bottom of the deck. I'm just wildly crazy about this. Brown-haired man. Okay. I don't know what to say. Okay, I don't know. It's the bottom of the deck. I don't know, man. Okay. Okay, can I see what's... Am I supposed to look? Okay, I can look, but I don't have to tell you. Let's look at this first. Oh my God, what? Spirit. Probably, okay. Okay. Spirit, ease my mind right now. Okay. It's like, ease your own mind. No. It's just like a practice, like not to jump too far ahead. That like once you get greedy with information, like you need to know when to like looking too far ahead, especially like if you're a seer, it can, if you are not acclimated to that, like what that truly means, it can really fuck with your current situations. So just like temper yourself, and just kind of be free reign, just like how we entered into it, so that you can easily let go. Okay, that's word of advice. Okay, and just a little like, what makes me a team player? Let's get back to the here and now. Okay, this is NEAROSNIADIF. I have reason. I have near. Fade. I feel like reason is important because we're really looking at the purpose of our journey. Okay. Reason. Find. Okay. Find reason. That's great. And then I have 3 letters left. Rain, or because AIN is all I have left. So yeah, I think it's find reason in the rain. And we just had a posting about, understanding its purpose, the precipitation. I like to use the word precipitation because there's more purpose in it. Like it's it already implies a transient nature that like moves from one state of being to the next, whether that be like a physical realm or also what that means on a spiritual, like emotional, like mental plane, the experience of it in full. But yeah, that's why. And it creates this aloofness from, its direct implication, what constructs are formed around that. So, all right, give me a second. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay. That's what's happening there. So, thank you, angels of love and light, spirit. I'm going to grab a little bit more. Is that okay? Pertaining to what I just saw. I have some things that I just need to... Can I, spirit? Here, mid-deck. Okay. Home in reverse. Okay, there's going to be a lot of traveling involved. Okay. Or like reformatting the home, something of that sort, because it came in reverse. So, I understand now. Fuck, I get it. Now seeing like what I saw down here, the brown-haired man, I totally get it now. It's not it puts things into perspective now that like I was able to let go and return to it. It makes sense, There so that's not like future tense. This is what I initially like thought, like got scared of for a second. Like not to work in fear. So this is part of the message, to be patient within that, like, I'll just circle back later, when I'm feeling good again, so that like there's no fear constructs that would morph the message. There was some like instability that was like the secret sauce, that like the amplifier, the catalyst to create all of these workarounds to shift things into place as far as our investments in total. That this is a huge reward, what's coming for not just like the investments that we've delivered, but also the part where we invest in ourselves, and we circle back to ourselves, like as a personal CEO, and like a colleague to spirit, like spirit's like the immediate go-to, which always is, but more intimately speaking, within like just this work atmosphere, or more like spirit's like the inner circle, right? So just what are we saying about that, spirit? I forgot. That we learn our lesson. Part of our lesson is finding reason from the rain, or finding reason within the rain. Okay, so let's do one more, because we can. Oh shoot, it hit the it's the full circle. It like kind of like dispersed find. So it's a reminder, and we got N again. That was the first letter in the first bunch. So it dispersed find. So it's like kind of like scattering out, like venturing further, being able to like detach our previous finds to look further. So it's like expanding the horizon within each like scope, if that makes sense. Okay, so yes, it does make sense. Okay, so NLOSEETO, I'm sorry, I already got O. So ECDRDN. So SNL, so it's just like having like a regular moment to laugh. Okay, finding that. Loner, yeah, being able to like laugh on your own too. Crone, yeah, it's the pinnacle to the triad of the divine feminine, the crone. I think we'll start there. Okay, so CRONE. And when we're talking about like our soul family, a word that's coming up for me is multiplying that within its like base word. So cronies, a group of friends within the same league, because we have crones. So it, it's really saying that. That's great. So my, that's excellent. Okay, what else? Decent. Oh, that's so cute. So there's this record label. I think it's record label, but it's Mad Decent. Maybe I'm supposed to. So that's what the divine is saying. They're like, we're mad decent. Like, that's cool. That this gathering is like, this is really like, the universe has been waiting for like this kind of energy. Like, yeah. So I have L and D left. Lead. That's the only thing that matches here. So let me show you again. Okay. I love it. It's beautiful. Excellent. Thank you, angels of open light. Thank you, spirit, for these words of encouragement. Yeah. So, there's nothing, like, how do I say it? My initial feelings on being a team player, like, I still believe in it, even with, like, all of, like, the sour, like, yucky experiences that I've, encountered. But, like, we all have our learnings, and, just seeing that, like, we're here now is just excellent. Like, yeah. All right, I think that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in, and great job with, if this is an energy match for you, excellent work. All right. At this time, this reading is now officially over, so I close all portals that have been opened because I love and respect my time, just as you do. So thank you in advance. Also, thank you for my supporters, my sponsors, my, like, do-gooding out there. And, yeah. So that means, like, your personal work. So, bye for now, and good job.